The opening sequence of Beaches immediately establishes its revolutionary approach to female friendship. Director Gary Marshall presents CC. Bloom and Hillary Whitney as children on a beach, their instant connection transcending social class and personality differences. This isn't the typical meet-cute of romantic films, but rather a profound recognition of kindred spirits. The film's structure, spanning decades through letters and reunions, creates an epic quality usually reserved for romantic or historical dramas. By giving this narrative weight to female friendship, Beaches challenged Hollywood conventions that typically position women as competitors or supporting characters in male-centered stories. The Atlantic City meeting scene, with its perfect blend of awkwardness and familiarity, establishes a template that countless friendship films would later emulate. CC Bloom, portrayed with electric energy by Bette Midler, represents a new kind of female protagonist for mainstream cinema. Her ambition, talent, and unapologetic personality defy the demure female archetypes common in 1980s films. The film carefully shows her journey from struggling performer to Broadway star without reducing her to either a villain or a saint. Her flaws, selfishness, jealousy, and occasional cruelty toward Hillary make her remarkably human. The screenplay refuses to simplify her complexity, particularly in scenes where her professional success contrasts with Hillary's more traditional life choices. This nuanced portrayal was groundbreaking in an era when ambitious women in film were often punished or redeemed through romance rather than through their own growth and relationships with other women. Hillary Whitney, played with subtle grace by Barbara Hershey, serves as the film's emotional anchor and represents a different but equally valid path. Her journey from privileged debutante to single mother facing terminal illness provides the film's most devastating emotional beats. What makes her character revolutionary is how the film validates her choices without judgment. Her decision to leave law school, her contentment with domestic life, and her quiet strength in facing mortality. The film avoids the trap of pitting the career woman against the homemaker, instead showing how both women's lives have value and meaning. Hillary's illness narrative, while melodramatic by today's standards, was remarkably honest in its portrayal of a young mother confronting her mortality and making arrangements for her daughter's future. The film's central relationship evolves through a masterful balance of conflict and devotion. Their fights, particularly the devastating confrontation after Hillary sees CC in Successful Show, are brutally honest in their portrayal of envy, resentment, and unspoken expectations. The screenplay understands that deep friendships contain multitudes, genuine love coexisting with petty jealousies, support alongside competition. The reconciliation scenes are equally powerful because they're earned through character growth rather than simple plot convenience. When CC cares for Hillary during her illness, the film avoids saintly martyrdom, showing instead the messy reality of caregiving, the frustration, guilt, and profound love that exist simultaneously. This complexity elevated Beaches beyond typical women's pictures of the era. Music functions as the film's emotional backbone, particularly through Wind Beneath My Wings. The song's placement during the final scenes transforms it from a simple ballad into a profound statement about friendship's legacy. CC's performance at Hillary's memorial service represents not just grief, but celebration of their friendship, of Hillary's influence, and of life itself. The film's soundtrack, featuring Midler's powerful vocals, creates an emotional landscape that enhances rather than manipulates the narrative. Musical numbers like Otto Titzling, provide necessary comic relief while revealing character dimensions. The integration of music as both plot element and emotional amplifier demonstrates how Beaches successfully blended musical theater traditions with intimate drama, creating a unique cinematic experience. The mother-daughter relationships in Beaches create crucial thematic parallels. Hilary's bond with her daughter Victoria mirrors and contrasts with her friendship with Cece, exploring different forms of female connection. Cece's complicated relationship with her own absent mother adds depth to her character, explaining her fierce independence and fear of abandonment. The film suggests that chosen family can be as significant as biological ties, particularly in the moving scenes where Cece becomes Victoria's guardian. This multi-generational perspective enriches the central friendship, showing how relationships evolve and influence subsequent generations. The film's ending, with Cece and Victoria on the beach, completes the cyclical narrative while suggesting hope and continuity beyond loss. Gary Marshall's direction balances Hollywood melodrama with genuine emotional authenticity. His experience with character-driven comedy serves the film well, particularly in the lighter moments that prevent the story from becoming maudlin. The visual contrast between Cece's vibrant theatrical world and Hilary's more subdued domestic spaces reinforces their personality differences without judgment. Marshall's decision to use time, jumps, and letters creates an epic scope while maintaining intimate focus on the central relationship. The beach settings, from their childhood meeting to the final scenes, serve as powerful visual metaphors for the enduring, changing nature of friendship. His direction respects the audience's intelligence while delivering the emotional payoff expected from the genre. The film's cultural impact extends far beyond its initial release. Beaches helped legitimize female friendship as worthy of serious cinematic exploration, paving the way for later films like Thelma and Louise and Waiting to Exhale. Its commercial success proved that stories centered on women's relationships could attract wide audiences. The film's treatment of terminal illness, while dated in some medical aspects, was remarkably progressive in its focus on practical and emotional preparations rather than purely spiritual acceptance. Wind Beneath My Wings became an anthem for platonic love, expanding beyond romantic contexts. The film's enduring popularity in streaming and home video demonstrates how its themes of friendship, loss, and resilience continue to resonate across generations. Critically examining Beaches requires acknowledging its limitations while appreciating its breakthroughs. The film's melodramatic elements sometimes verge on cliché, particularly in the illness narrative. Some characterizations, like John's relatively thin portrayal, serve primarily as plot devices. The class differences between Cece and Hilary are established but not deeply explored beyond surface contrasts. However, these limitations don't diminish the film's achievements in portraying complex female relationships. The screenplay's willingness to show friendship as sometimes painful, competitive, and demanding, not just supportive and easy, remains revolutionary. The film's emotional honesty, particularly in Midler and Hershey's nuanced performances, transcends its genre conventions and occasional sentimental excesses. 35 years after its release, Beaches remains essential viewing for understanding Hollywood's evolution in portraying women's lives. Its legacy isn't just in its tearjerker reputation, but in how it demonstrated that female friendships could carry the emotional and narrative weight of epic romance. The film's influence appears in contemporary television and film that explore complex female relationships without romantic framing. As we revisit this classic, we recognize how it expanded what stories Hollywood considered worth telling about women. Beaches reminds us that some of life's most profound relationships exist outside romantic or familial categories, in the messy, glorious, transformative bonds of friendship that shape who we become and how we face life's greatest challenges and losses.